She's back, and she's back with her first makeup look back. And I think she's cute. I think she does a great job in giving those autumn, fall vibes. What more can you ask for, if you ask me? If you do want to know how I created this look, stick around and we'll get into it. As you can see, I have a dirty spot here. This one's flattened down and these ones are all flat now. Did I feel right? Kind of. We are going to go in with the 90 palette, and I'm thinking of taking this one all over the lid first. I'm going to start with almost like a flat top, take that lightest shade. Looks a lot more orange than I thought it would be. Feel good though, because it's an autumn colour. With that P. Louise base, it really makes the edges easy to just tap out and it disperse really well. Then I'm taking a fluffy brush and I'm going to take this, trying to not blind you guys as I do this. I'm going to, can you tell I've been out of practice? Anyway, taking this colour here, we've just used this one. But do you see what I mean? It looks a lot more orange. Medium brown on a fluffy brush. And I'm going to just fluff all over my crease. Kind of back and forth, circular motions, whatever I feel like. Whatever is left on that brush, I'm just going to start buffing this outwards. Then I'm going to go back in with this brush. Just to make sure both colours have diffused nicely, I just tap towards that edge. Teeny tiny, where's my teeny tiny brushes? I'm gonna take this little P. Louise brush, and it's a tiny, almost fluffy angled one. And I'm gonna take the darker brown shade that we have in the palette. And this, I'm going to just focus it here on this edge, just to add a bit more definition in that outer C area. And then I'm just gonna start tickling around the edges outwards. Then I'm gonna marry it all together using that same fluffy brush and just make sure it all diffuses nicely. Then taking a clean fluffy brush like this, a really big one, I'm just going over that edge to make sure we don't have any harsh lines. So I want to do under my eyes, and I'm actually going to use some P. Louise base underneath. This is another way to use your base. In your lower lash line, if you want a defined shadow, use your P. Louise base. This is always a great base for your concealer. You also then don't need to use as much. But also, if you do want to use the same amount of concealer, you're just going to get extra coverage. And my sleep, yeah, I need extra coverage if I can get it right now. Also, these clusters from Tatty Lashes are my favourite. They are the full number 3. We're basically creating the same thing that we did on top underneath. So I'm going to take that first colour onto a little flat kind of brush like this, and I'm just going to stamp that. Then I'm going to buff in the crease colour, kind of a bit lower with this. I'm going to take more of a angled brush and the darker shade, and this is just going to go on that edge. I don't feel like eyeshadow is complete without the lower lash line also, because I feel like it just frames it all. I'm going to take the shimmery one and I'm just going to pop a bit in that inner corner. Does anyone else have an inner corner that's just easier to get stuff on? This one like folds a bit more than this one. Then I'm just going to tap in. Skin time, good old skin. We're going to take the e.l.f. This is the one that's got niacinamide in it as well. Power Grip. If you don't like a sticky primer, I would say no. But if you don't like a sticky primer, then I'm also questioning you whether you want your makeup to stay on or not. Especially for like times you need it to. I always feel product slips off my nose the quickest or the most. The crevice of my nose. I do like to let this sit for like 30 seconds. I have wanted to love this foundation so much, and this is the Silky Matte Weightless Foundation from H&B. I sometimes find that it does get a bit dry on my nose mainly. Initially, it's a bit of a shock, but it does oxidize. We're gonna try it out today. Obviously, we've got the primer on that's got a bit of hydration and that stickiness as well. I will say one thing, this foundation does have a strong smell to it, I would say. Like, you can really just smell the product, but you can see like it does buff in quite well. Naturally, you're gonna have areas on your face that are warmer than the rest of your body. Like, look at my neck. So I always have to try and match it all to my body, but it will also oxidize. If you want a blemish covering foundation, this is definitely it. I may have been converted again. Then I'm gonna go in and contour. This is the Multitasker from Rimmel London. I swear by this. I love it. You get a good amount of product in there. It's just super easy to apply, obviously, with the way the applicator is. This is in the shade Tan. I love this dome brush from Peaches and Cream, and this is the PC06. Blends it out, keeps it where you want it. in the shape you kind of need it to go. Also, this contour isn't drying. That also helps with the foundation not necessarily peeling up anywhere. Whilst if it was a bit more of a liquid, I do think it would probably start to dry up quite quickly with this type of foundation as well. I feel like we have to do like a reddy type of tone, and this is the Refi Cherry. I'm gonna take this little dome here from Peaches and Cream again, and this is the PCO8. This is just the right shape to keep it but also diffuse it. And then I'm just gonna start tapping it into that area. I'm gonna blend some under my eye here as well, some of it to the apples. We're a bit closer for this. I really want to see how this works, and I want to show you guys this as well. We're gonna use another H&B product, and this is actually the Smooth Filter Weightless Concealer. So this is in WC3N. Wouldn't say this is a brightening shade for me. You can see what I mean. It's probably not a brightening shade. I'm gonna take like a flat brush like this. This is the P. Louise 738. It is definitely blending out a lot easier than I thought. I thought it'd be one that really clings to where you placed it. It's keeping the coverage but also blending out really easily. For the small amount that I did put on, the coverage is there. It's really not moved. This is where I get scared, because this, the perfect kind of brightening pink that you would kind of want, and this is the Studio London Flaunt Flawless. However, I do find it slightly drying. Just gonna hope for the best. I'm gonna pop a bit here, but I'm not gonna let it sit on the other eye whilst I do this. That's asking for a disaster. Keeping it really focused more on that inner corner, and it may work well with the H&B underneath, which might give it a bit of moisture. That, for once in my life, has done what I wanted it to do. So I would always say pair this with a bit more of a moisturizing, or even if it is a matte concealer underneath, one that you know that doesn't cling to anything, because I feel like this needs that as a base. What I am gonna do is just press my blush brush over this area just to keep it all blended, but also no harsh lines between the concealer. This isn't new for me. It's the H&B shocker, but no, this is the Soft Focus Loose Powder in Banana. I love this stuff. And if no one ever taught you what you need to do when you're using a powder puff, tap it on the back of your hand. It's gonna give you a bit more of an even application. Let's do this eye first. And this definitely blends everything. Then I'm gonna just take a bit more and just let that sit. I always find my right side of my face so much more easier to do anything. I'm gonna go in with my Hoola Glow, go over wherever the bronzer was. This blush shade also works just really well with bronzer. It all just looks like it marries really well together. Then I'm gonna come back to that. Taking my 17, if you don't know about 17, it's a brand in Boots, and I think they're underrated. I really think they're underrated. But this is the Powder Blush Edit Cheek Color in Desert Pink. This dome, again, I love a dome. This again is Peaches and Cream. They really know what they're doing with the dome brushes. But this is PC19, and the application of this is just beautiful, of how it just keeps it where I place it, but it diffuses it really nicely. And I'm just gonna keep majority of that focus on the outer area. And then I'm going to tap any excess dust away the nose and tap out. I am then going to just tap some of the powder underneath here. It's not too much. It's kind of just whatever's left on my sponge. But I am just tapping this in as opposed to baking it. Take my Fit Me big brush like this now, and I'm just going to tap that everywhere else, just to make sure we keep it bright under the eye. The Fit Me Translucent is the perfect thing. I always like doing this if I want a bit more of a brighter bit here. I'm gonna just set this all with the Pore Filter Mattifying Mist from Beauty Crop. Nearly forgot, but I'm gonna just add a bit of the bronzer just around the nose. I'm gonna finish off the eyes with a brown mascara. This is the MAC Stack, and I believe this is in Chestnut. I'm gonna go in with a freckle pen. This is the Freckle Appeal freckle pen from Misguided. It's just the original freckles, and I could completely be fucking this up, but I'm not. Good thing about this, it doesn't need to be perfect. Then I take the powder puff. I used to love doing this on holiday. And I'm going to be testing out this baby and seeing if it's worth it for us brown girls as well. The hype is there, and we're going to see if the hype is actually worth it for us. So we've got Sweet Date, Cookie Cutter, and then you've got the Lip Crayon Liquid Cream, which is Kiss It Better with the gloss as well. I'm going to do Sweet Date on top just to test it out. I already feel like it is going to be lighter than my usual. That's a shade of it. And on my lips, it's probably a bit light. I'd probably use this more like an all over lip color. Cookie Cup is more my vibe. I would say they're a lot cooler. cute. Going in with the lip crayon cream. I'm just gonna, oh, with Cookie Cup. Now you can really see that brown come through with the liner. Velvet Teddy, but slightly more nude, and I'm here for it. This is coming together perfectly. Obviously top this off with some gloss. Look at the iridescence in that. I like the fact that the lip cream and the lip pencils are a bit more on the dry side. The fact that they're a bit more on the dry side, when you do put the gloss over the top, it's literally like a glaze. The colour doesn't move, but at the same time, it glazes over in such a way that it blends the colours all together. And she's cute. A bit more of a glam autumn look. You could definitely wear this for every day if that's your thing. And I think on some days when you need an extra lift, I would definitely reach and go and do this. And if you do want to tone it down a bit, you can swap out a few of these products using a skin tint instead. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know I appreciate you. If you are new here, you may not know, but I actually have come back to YouTube after a while. Thank you guys for having me back on your screens. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is like my first makeup look back, and I think I love her. But I'm gonna love you guys and leave you.